I'm here today to talk about weed. I know, crazy, right? Excuse my tongue, it's red. I've had some strawberry pop. All right, hey heroes, Super Duper Chris here. Thank you for joining me on All These Things TV. If this is your first time, welcome. And if it's not, hey girl, it's good to see you again. Here at All These Things TV, I make content geared for the millennial mother and wife to help her live her most fulfilled and inspired life while having a relationship with God. So if that's something that you're interested in, please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I'd appreciate it. So, like I was saying, we're totally gonna be talking about the greenery today. Greenery in terms of CBD, which is cannabidol. Cannabidol? Is it cannabidol? I just refer to it as CBD. Here's the order of how I'm gonna have this video, just in case you guys wanna have an idea of where you wanna go. If you wanna skip around the video, you can, tune into whatever part is most interesting or most informational for you. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my story of how I got into CBD and how I'm such a fan of it, advocate, if you will, for CBD in terms and how it directly aligns with mental wellness and your overall health. I think it's a great natural product to do that. And then I'm gonna talk about actually what CBD is and the benefits of it. And then I have I have 4 different forms right here at my filming area today to share with you and kind of share with you how I use them. I might pull Fego in, my husband, to have him share how he uses it, because we use CBD, we both use CBD, but we use it completely differently. And everybody that I've talked to uses it in their own unique way to fit their lifestyle. I think my little sister Haven had told me about CBD, and I wish I knew exactly when it happened, but it was just like, ooh, CBD is the thing that helps you relax and calms your anxiety, and it's from the same plant as weed, but it doesn't have THC. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, in college I smoked quite a bit actually, and it helped me. Now, of course, I do have intelligence. I'm not stupid, but I do feel like I had less anxiety when taking tests. My mind was opened. I was able to, just be more relaxed when I smoked. But I didn't like having munchies for real. I didn't like how lazy it made me feel. And I just, as I got older, I kind of strayed away from it. It just wasn't a thing for me. And then on top of it, it's not legal in Missouri. And then weed with THC gave me a huge conviction with my relationship with God, and I went down this whole journey with me and Fego and THC, and it was just a whole thing. So we just kind of stayed away from it. So then all of a sudden we just heard about CBD, which is the same. Well, it's technically the same plant. It's 2 forms of cannabis. There is hemp, and then there is marijuana. So hemp is the things that people use hemp for clothing. People use hemp for a whole bunch of different things. You have marijuana and you use that, generally to smoke. You can bake and put it in edibles and stuff, but it's a little bit different. It comes from the same plant, but it's just 2 different variations of it. There's more CBD, which is cannabis oil, which is the chemical that helps you relax and helps you calm down and helps with pain management. And then there's THC, which gives you the high feeling. So THC is tetrahydra. Isn't that what it is, Fego? Tetrahydrocannabinol, and then CBD is just cannabinol. Okay. So when you have marijuana, you get THC and CBD, but you have higher levels of THC. I'm really explaining this without going through the order. So sorry guys, it's everywhere. But CBD is just the relaxing and the calming effect that your body gets without having the super high feeling. A CBD American Shaman is one of the more popular stores. I think they're almost everywhere in America now. That was the first place we went to. We walked in, we talked about what we had going on. Fego with his knee surgery still had problems. He has like crunching that we can hear in his knee. He has limited range of motion with it, and it just gives him a lot of pain, like almost daily. And he was like, I heard that it helps with pain. He and I are both anxious, but I am extremely, extremely anxious. And I have a medical history of panic attacks. I've been diagnosed with anxiety and depression, and have had medication for both. And I was like, okay, I'm really anxious. the job that I'm at is really stressful right now. I need something to help me to keep my creative juices flowing, but take away my anxiety so I can actually use all of the garbled stuff that's up in my head. Because a lot of times, at least for me as an anxious person, when I have an anxiety fit or when I have a high level of anxiety, it's just like my brain is static. So nothing makes sense because it's just a whole bunch of static of different thoughts that are going at the same time. And it's very hard to listen. It's very hard to comprehend. It's very hard to do anything when my anxiety is that high. It even creates what they call an anxiety fog, to where you get this haze that kind of coats your senses because you're so anxious. So everything is fuzzy, everything is muffled, and it can get really, really scary if you're not able to take care of it. In comes CBD. So we go into the CBD store, and the cool thing that they had were samples. They were like, hey, welcome to American CBD Shaman. Come and grab you a sample so you can kind of see for yourself what CBD does for you. And we went in there, and it was full. Like, I don't know if the place had just opened. I don't know. I think it had just opened because it was like droves of people that came in and out. And there were some people that were coming in as regulars and was like, no, I swear by CBD. This is the way. This is the new wave. This is the way of life. My life has been forever changed. And me and Fego are in there like, really? What? And so they had these little cups, and they gave us tinctures, which is a form of CBD where it's water soluble. So it's a formula that they create and add CBD and flavors and things, and you drop it in your water and you can drink it that way. So that's what they were giving away for samples. So Fego had how many samples? I think he had like 2 samples, and he was like, wow, I feel great. I can feel the tension in my shoulders relaxing. This is crazy. And I'm like, I don't feel it yet. So I'm into my like 3rd sample, and I'm like, it's not working. It's not working. So they ended up having to give me an entire teacup with like a half a cup of water and a whole dropper of the tincture. And they were like, wow, your anxiety is really high. So eventually, once I got enough of it in my system because of how anxious I was, and once I had enough in my system, I was able to feel the tension in my shoulders relax. And what happened is, if you guys remember, I was talking about the anxiety fog where everything is hazy and everything is muffled. I felt clear. That's the first thing I say when I talk to somebody about CBD. I'm like, are you anxious? Do you have anxiety? When you take CBD, or when you know, whatever form you decide to take it in, you will feel clear. And every person that I've shared that with, and then they go and try it, they say the same thing. Like, you feel clear, your mind is opened. So it's literally the same effects that you would get on THC if you've ever experienced or had any weed. You get the same effects without the high. So you get the calmed, relaxed feeling. You get the feeling of you're able to actually see what's going on around you without getting the high where you feel stuck and you're giggly and you don't really get anything done. So that's how it's benefited me. I want to talk about the milligrams, because those make a difference. For me, I know that when I used the first, I had tinctures first. Tinctures I don't have any tinctures here with me, but tinctures, like I said, they come in a dropper, kind of like this. This is something different. They come in a dropper like this, and you can either put them under your tongue and let them dissolve, and then, swallow like the rest. The goal, one of the key parts of CBD, if you take it by mouth, in an oil or in a tincture, you want to put it under your tongue, because putting things under your tongue helps it get to your bloodstream faster. So you put it under your tongue for about a minute and a half, and then you go ahead and swallow it. And then in about 15 to 20 minutes, you'll be able to feel the effects of it. Now, my first tincture bottle was like 300 milligrams, I think, and that's 300 milligrams of CBD to something. I don't know the full science of it. But I would, because of the level of anxiety that I had, I would suggest at least a 300 milligram for anybody, I think, starting out. I think it's a really great milligram level to start at, because it's not too high. I've had 1,000 milligram CBD before, and it almost rehazes me. if that makes sense. Because I know, I said that you have this anxiety fog and then the CBD clears it out. But if you have, I've noticed that if you take too much CBD in, because there is a little bit of THC in it, you can still get a little bit of a high feeling depending on how high the milligrams are in the type of CBD that you're using. So I like to stay within the 300 to the 500 milligram range so that I can feel the full relaxation and still keep that clarity without feeling like I'm getting hazy because I have CBD. Because CBD is extremely relaxing, and if you're too relaxed, you're not gonna be able to focus anyway. So let's just go ahead and get into the types of CBD that I have with me today. So I have CBD. Oh, this is the tincture. This is the tincture. I don't have an oil, so I'm sorry. I lied to you guys. This is the tincture that was given to me. It's called Hilani. I've only been using it for literally a couple of days. It was sent to me in the mail, and I like it. It has like added essential oils and herbs. It has added herbs and like health and wellness additives that are natural added to this CBD. So it has like a citrusy taste. So this is a tincture. And don't talk about my nails. I really need them done. But this is by Hilani, and it's a mental health and well-being broad spectrum tincture. So for this, I don't really like tinctures, and this one is really like, I don't know if you guys can see. It's really like dark and thick. Let me see if I can. Let me move up here so you guys can kind of see, and I'm not making a mess. Okay, it has 380 milligrams of CBD in it, in addition to lavender, rose, California poppy, and rosemary. So this one is okay. This isn't one that I've purchased, but the American CBD Shaman, it comes in a whole bunch of different flavors, and that one doesn't have. This one has a lot of I don't want to say floaties because floaties is such a bad word, but it has a lot of, you can tell that they have different natural ingredients in it. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys can't even see that. There we go. Get you guys, so you guys can kind of see what this looks like. So what you would do, I'm just going to show you guys how I would use it. Now, because I've been using this for a couple of days and I know how anxious I am as a person, I usually take 2 droppers, regardless of what kind of CBD I use, because I know 1 dropper is gonna be like, okay, I got a taste, but I need to go ahead and feel the full effect of calming. I'm gonna back up a little bit. And so what I like to do is take 2 drops. So I'm gonna go. It's been a while since I've had some CBD today. I had some this morning. I had one of these this morning on the way to drop the kids off. So I'm just gonna take 1 so you guys can kind of see what it looks like for me to take it. Now the cool thing about tinctures and oils is that some last longer than others. If you were to smoke something, you smoke it, you feel it faster, but then it fades away faster too. Like I know, like vaping or smoking, which I have 2 forms of that as well. They hit you faster, for lack of better words, but then they're gone in about 2 hours. So you'll have to complete, repeat, which is really cool. Which is why I think it's really cool that they have vapes, because you can just take them on the go. Vaping is a thing that you can kind of do anywhere, permitting, people's regulations and whatnot. But it's a really great way to keep it with you to where you don't feel bound to like drinking water and putting it on your, like sometimes this can be too much for people. But the good thing about oils and things is when you take it this way, it does take a little bit longer to get into your system, but it lasts for like 4 or 5 hours, and then you're good. So if you're anxious in the middle of your work day, I used to keep this at my desk at work, and before I went to a client meeting or before I went to have a one-on-one with my boss or something, and 20 minutes before I would take it, because that's how bad my anxiety would be. So then I would be able to have go forward with a meeting with not as much stress. So I'm gonna go ahead and take one of these. So I take a full dropper. I usually take 2 full droppers, but I'm gonna take 1 since I took 1 earlier today. And make sure you shake it up, because even if it is just CBD, things can settle, and you wanna make sure that you're getting, the best blend possible. So I'm shaking this up. And then you just Ooh, I'm not gonna do this whole dropper. That is actually quite a lot. I wasn't expecting it to go that hard. Okay, so I'm gonna squeeze some of this out. I'm probably gonna do like half a dropper. Make sure you guys can see it. Okay, yeah, that's good. So all I'll do is just simply put it under my tongue and then wait for about 30 seconds. And then I got some strawberry pop here and I'm gonna drink it. So, yeah, I don't really have to explain that, do I? Okay, so now that it's been sitting under my tongue, I went ahead and drank, but I also went to Stories and asked Fego to come and talk about the flower before he runs to grab the kids. So like I said, we all use CBD differently. So I'm gonna allow him to explain two that he uses a lot, and then I'll explain the other one that I use. Cause I use oils and tinctures, preferably oils. I like oils better. I feel like they work better than tinctures, but this tincture that was given to me is pretty good. I do tinctures and vapes. And he uses topical oils much more than I do, and flour. So I'm gonna let him go ahead and explain these two really quick, and then I'll get back to the vape because that's my favorite thing right now. Okay, go ahead.
Awesome sauce. I'm the husband. I had, as she mentioned before, I had a knee surgery, and I have a couple pins in my knee that are holding some fragment of bone in place, and there's no cartilage. So it gets really fun just like sitting or standing or walking or sitting or just doing anything. Laying down is fun and painful. It hurts my feet.
It hurts your feet?
And my hips. Yeah, it hurts all the way down, all the way. Yeah, it hurts the whole leg. The whole leg is hurt. But what I found from the topical ointment is that the easiest way to put it is that when you put it in the place that has the greatest amount of blood flow. Yeah, show it to him.
I guess I'll be the model while he talks.
Yeah, my lovely assistant.
And this is from American CBD Shaman. So the first time we went, we got gummies. I don't have any gummies, but I'll talk about them too because I use them. I almost dropped this.
I don't have any edibles.
I guess not. We got a tincture, we got gummies, and we got this. And we spent $180 that day. We were like, ugh, never again. And this was the most expensive.
Yeah,
it was the ointment.
It was a year and a half ago or something.
Yeah, and it was $110. And it's 500 milligrams of CBD. And it looks like that. I'm gonna pull some out.
Yeah.
There you go, so you can kind of see it.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
So I was told, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but while we were learning about CBD, because I had so much anxiety, they told me to take 2 droppers of the tincture and before I went to bed, rub this on my temples. And I love the Lord, so I don't know how I feel about this. But they also said to rub it on my third eye. Girl, bye. But I did, and behind my neck. And behind my ears.
Behind your ear.
Yeah. And then take the tincture and go to sleep. So I just took my second tincture of the day, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that and see if it makes a difference. I don't know if it will or not.
Totally makes a difference.
Go ahead, baby.
Because what it does is it enters your bloodstream through your skin. And it also, because of how it absorbs inside of your skin, it's able to heal the pain direct on contact. So it's tight. For me, it feels like once it absorbs through my skin, it feels like it actually, I can feel it in between my joints, you know, to where it's almost like it lubricates them and it gives them like the slide some oil to me. And I'm like, yeah. That I use as needed when the pain is so unbearable to where it's hard for me to stand and walk. I use it more often than she does, but I don't use it every single day. I do the flower every single day. That's my jam. That's my jam. And when you say flower, you gotta kind of understand what we mean.
Oh.
This is the one. This is him. Oh. There it is. That's the one. And I get them just like this, in these little jars like this. Right? This jar is almost empty. But this is 3.5 grams. So this is what we consider an eighth. And it's freaking $18.99. So it's less than, it's after they charge the taxes. It's a 20 bag. That's what it is. It's $20.
So it's CBD weed.
Yes.
That's what we call it.
It's marijuana plant form, low levels of THC.
And what does it do for you, babe?
It really, just like you were mentioning, when you smoke it, you get that clarity, that removal of anxiety, that ability to focus, that relaxation, and sometimes it's really good to just kind of help you unwind after working, and then just kind of go, it helps you go to sleep. So if you deal with anxiety, you know, they have different strands. That's another beautiful thing about this, right? So this is a strand of CBD called Electra, right? That's the strand. Look at that, right? So you can choose the strand when you go to the store, and different strands do different things for different people. So if I wanted to get, and that's something that is specific to the flower. That's specific to the flower. So if you go and you get a tincture, you can get a different flavor. You can get different milligrams of potency, but you can't go and say, hey, I want a hybrid strand of indica sativa, something that is a little bit more prominent with the sativa, and you know, have a specific strand of flower that helps you have the right head change for you, that helps you have the anxiety fog gone. You're still up and productive. You're not experiencing the negative side effects of THC, you know, so you can actually go in with the flower, and it can have a more of a custom option and solution for what it is that you really are looking for in your CBD. So my favorite strand is Special Sauce. I just found a place where I can get it online, and they kind of ship it like High Times. You know, it's that industrial grade hemp that's always been legal to purchase from a magazine or through the internet. It's always been there, but I don't think that when I was younger, reading High Times magazine.
I don't know about that life.
Oh, you don't know about that life?
No, I don't know about High Times. I've heard it, but you know, I never, like, why is there a whole magazine about weed smoking? I don't know. Why?
It's
Why? Who's gonna sit up and read about weed smoking like you would read an old magazine?
Ooh.
I don't know that life.
To the comments.
I don't know that life.
Just take to the comments. They let you know.
Y'all let me know if y'all read High Times.
What's up?
I mean, I think I saw one magazine ever in my life.
No, I had a subscription. I had a subscription to High Times.
Your mama let you subscribe to High Times?
I don't think.
How old were you when you had a High Times subscription?
Maybe 13.
And your mama let that come to her house?
Yeah, but I was already like everyday weed smoker too.
Ooh, that's another story and another video for another day.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for your contribution to this video.
But that's why I prefer the flower every single day, is because it's an option that doesn't decapacitate.
I don't think. Ooh.
It doesn't shut me down like THC.
There you go. Let's just,
They kept me to where I was full, alert, productive, not drowsy. This doesn't change the core of who I am. You know what I mean?
Now, I've tried the flower too, but I just don't like, and I think because there's no milligram description on it, it may be higher than what my body can take, so I always end up feeling hazy. So I end up, if I do smoke this, it's a lot of times because we're unwinding, we Netflix and chilling,
right.
And I'll end up taking a little bit of the flower with him, and I think he uses a bowl to smoke it. And
I tried the tobacco life, like rolling it up. I tried to relive that. I prefer not. Like, I don't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
I don't like the nicotine. I don't like the tobaccos.
Mm-hmm.
But you could totally roll a blunt of this if that's what you're into.
Mm-hmm.
I went from joints. They didn't burn right. So then now I just take a little bit, pack a bowl, do that a couple times a day, and Cool.
Yeah, I stick to the tinctures and things though, because it just works better for me. Okay, so on to my last thing. Thank you, babe, for being a part of
children.
The video.
Oh, that's what you want. You don't want that high five.
Okay. See you later. All right. Okay, so to finish this up, the last way I use CBD is similar to the flower, but not as harsh, I don't think, and it's regulated because I know how much milligrams it is, and it is a vape. Let's see if you guys can see it. This is the Soothe vape, and this is probably the best CBD oil that I have tried since I've tried vaping. I think I got curious to CBD vaping in the winter of this, like the end of 2018 and into the beginning of 2019, and I was like, I don't want to do the flower. It's a little harsh, and it made me a little bit more hazy than I wanted to be. I couldn't go to work and smoke flower, you know. This is not to be funny or anything, but if you guys can tell, like just from the beginning of the video to where I am now, I can tell that I've relaxed a little bit just from taking this tincture here. I can feel it starting to work. So now when I get off of here, I might be able to edit this whole video today instead of feeling really anxious about all the things that I talked about. You know, that's how, I guess it's kind of how CBD works in my head, because a lot of times when I'm going through something in my mind, it's a lot of negative thoughts that I combat, and CBD helps me rationalize a lot of those things and be like, but do you really want to do this? Is this something that's helping you? You know, I'm able to rationalize my emotions and my crazy sporadic thoughts a little bit better. Now, I have my own vape. This one is a disposable one, but I am going to show you my actual vape. So this is my actual vape here, and it's just a brass knuckles vape, and you can get the CBD oil and switch it out, and I just charge this whenever it's dead. And going back to CBD Shaman, I have a CBD Shaman vape, but it's pretty much gone. This one I've used a lot. It's really, this one was okay. It made me want to go to sleep instead of really clearing me out. So I would take this a couple of puffs before I went to bed. And this one Fego got me, and I don't remember the brand of it, but this one is 1,000 milligrams, and it's like a strawberry flavor, and it's good, but like the CBD Shaman one, it does make me go to sleep. So I've been looking for a really long time to find a vape that I could just hit a couple of times, feel clear, and keep going in my day instead of hitting it a couple of times, feeling clear, but then wanting to go to sleep. And I found that there's a company that I partner with called Soothe Life, and I've already talked about this on my stories. Me sharing the vape on my stories is the reason why I made this video. So Soothe is the company. They are a CBD brand. I'm sorry, my nails are so gross. They are a CBD brand. They have their own tinctures. They have their own oils. They have their own gummies. Gummies is another great way to use CBD. It's a great way to get started with CBD. So if you're curious about it and you're looking into getting into it and wanting to know what benefits you can get from it, gummies is a really great way to start, because they have gummy vitamins now. So you can, with gummies, you don't just chew CBD gummies. You have to sit them on your tongue because you want it to absorb into your mouth so it can get faster into your bloodstream because of the way that you're taking it in. So you want to suck on it for a little bit, and then you'll want to eat it. And then in about 10 minutes, it does the same effect as like the tinctures and the oils do, because it's just covered in the gummies. I've had CBD suckers, and I had CBD gummies. I've had a CBD sucker. I haven't had any like CBD like food, like cookies or soup. I would love to try a CBD soup. I would love to try a CBD tea. So if you are watching this and you're a CBD user and know or have any suggestions on teas, because it's gonna start getting cold outside, I would love to try a CBD tea. I would like to try CBD gum because I like chewing gum. That's because of how well it works for my body. I want to use it in every aspect so that I know what works best for me. Going back to these vapes, so Soothe Life has gummies, tinctures, and these disposable vapes. And now the amount of CBD in these vapes are 125 milligrams, so it is a little lower for me. So what I do have to hit it a few times throughout the day if I don't have my tincture. So I just recently was gifted this tincture, so I didn't have any, so that's why I have so many of these, because I would literally just be using the vape right now. Because one, the vape it's more cost efficient, because the battery, I got this from like local tobacco shop or the gas station, and they have the vape batteries, and they'll be $20, and then you can get the juice. Sometimes they have batteries and juice together that have CBD, like you can get them together for like $30. This is like $15. This by itself is like $20. And some of these tincture bottles can run you $40 or $50. So if you're looking to get into CBD and you enjoy smoking, if that's a thing for you, or if you are interested in vaping is a really cost efficient way to get into CBD outside of gummies. Even the bottles of gummies will run you $40. Even a 10-pack of gummies is gonna run you like $15, $20. But if you get a vape, you get 3 times, 4 times more CBD as you do with gummies for about the same price. It lasts a little bit longer. So these are just different ways you can mix and match and see how you feel about it. But I really like this vape. I keep going, I'm rambling. We're gonna go back to this vape here because, like I said, I've used them. I have them, right? This vape from Soothe is the smoothest vape that I have. I really, really wish, I'm crossing my fingers, that they come out with some juice that I can put into a tank so that I don't have to keep buying the disposables, because I feel like I'm not doing good for the planet by just throwing these away. I wish there was a way I could just get a tank or some juice and reuse it, because these bad boys is $40. Now, do they work? Are they worth it? Absolutely yes, because depending on how often you use it, they say you can use it for up to 45 days, so that's a month and a half. But it's got about 100 puffs. That's what they say, approximately about 100 puffs. And I got it, what day was that? When did we go on the shoot?
Friday.
On Friday. I got it on Friday, and it is Monday. So just through the weekend, I don't know if you guys can see, but I've used quite a bit of the juice already. Let's see if it'll level out. Yeah, so, and I turned it upside down to really see how much oil is in there. So I have about half, but I've already went halfway through it, and it's been Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So it just depends on how often you use it, how often you need it for. I did let my husband try it. I let my little brother try it, so because they like CBD and they're into CBD too. So every time I get a different type, if somebody's close to me, I'm like, hey, check this out. Is this something that you'd be interested in? No, not really. My little brother likes the oils and the tinctures. It works better for him. They work good for me too. Fego likes the flowers. So it's a thing of, it's not really, it's a judgment-free zone with CBD because of how well it works for your body and how differently it works for your body. Yes, it's going to relax you. Yes, it's going to calm you. That's a blanket thing with CBD, but people like to intake it different ways. So I hope this video was informative. I hope this video was, interesting. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'll put the links to as many of the things that I have here so you can explore yourself. I have a code for the Soothe brand here, and I will put that down below. I think you can get 10% off of any product with my code. And this wasn't sponsored or anything. I just talked to the company. I was like, I'm making a video because this is so awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm excited to be back on videos, but I at least wanted to share with you guys something that has really been changing my life in the past year, and that is CBD. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.